Hey guys, welcome to Brian's Man Cave. So today I'm going to be looking at a book, but first I just want to say thanks to Glenn from Glenn's Retro Show for sending me this awesome shirt. He created his own t-shirt, YouTube channel, and he decided to send some out, I guess, just as a thank you. I've had Glenn on my show as well. He runs his own YouTube show and talks a lot about retro gaming, arcades, real cool guy. Really good guy to get to know. And so, yeah, he sent out this shirt, and I just want to say thanks. So we're going to be talking about the Super World of Mario. This was a book that was given to me as a birthday present, actually, from my daughter. She knows I'm into video games, obviously. She knows, well, she's into Mario herself, so I think she saw it on the shelf and liked it for herself, but ended up buying it for me, which was cool. And the thing about this is, it's the ultimate unofficial guide, so you have to know that this is not a Nintendo endorsed product. I think there's a lot of these things out there, though. I mean, lots of unofficial guides out there. Not everything's going to be endorsed by Nintendo, obviously. I'm sure they have permission, though. I hope they're selling this legit in bookstores. But anyways, yeah. So the cool thing about this is it actually gives you kind of a rundown of the history of Mario. And if you're a long-time Mario fan, or even if you've got into it kind of in the middle, you've probably played a ton of games with this little guy in there. I started off, obviously, playing Donkey Kong on my Intellivision, and, back in the day, I don't even know if I even knew his name was Mario. Not until probably Mario Brothers did I start to know that his name was Mario. And it does kind of run through that in here. I mean, it's a really nice book. It's really well illustrated. Lots of pictures in there, and they kind of go through the whole history of where Mario came from. Obviously, they start off with Donkey Kong, which that looks awesome to me. I mean, that's the arcade platform right there, and it kind of goes into the whole introduction story. So there's a lot of different facts in there that throws in there. Now, it doesn't really say too much about fact checking and all that stuff. So I'm sure there's going to be some things in there that they might be a little bit wrong. They probably did a lot of research on the internet, got to know some of the people out there. But from what I read, I mean, a lot of what I read was what I've already kind of understood. And that, Mario started off as, in Donkey Kong. There it is in the beginning, showing you off the Nintendo controller. And he started off as Jumpman and worked his way up. He wasn't even a plumber at that point. He was a handyman. And then, he got his name in Donkey Kong Jr., which was something I didn't know until I actually read this in the book, that the name Mario actually came in Donkey Kong Jr. And the thing I thought was fascinating, I was trying to see if they would say anything in the book, but I didn't see it, was if you look at the arcade version of Donkey Kong Jr., when they're bringing Donkey Kong up in the cage, there's two Marios. So I don't know what the thought was there, but I'm guessing that other one is actually Luigi, but he's wearing Mario's clothes. So maybe at that point they didn't establish the whole Mario Brothers, and they probably didn't want to go to the trouble of recreating a new character, so they probably just mapped Mario and just kind of turned him around and just made him a separate character. And I guess you're supposed to figure out that he has a brother or something like that. But not until the Mario Brothers game, and not Super Mario Brothers, which was, the original Mario Brothers, where you first actually get introduced to who Luigi is. And it kind of does talk about this. Now, a lot of the screenshots in this book are mainly the Donkey Kong game, and you get the Super Mario Brothers. So it's what, we kind of all know. I didn't see any real pictures of the Mario Brothers game, which is a simple platform-style arcade game. And it does also go into the whole history of Mario Brothers 2, which I know some people know already and some people don't. I didn't know the story for quite a long time, and I used to always wonder why Super Mario Brothers 2 was so much different than Super Mario Brothers 1. And it kind of talks about that and how, it started off as Doki Doki Panic and then was kind of relabeled. But yeah, I mean, that information is out there. A lot of people... So they got a lot of these did you know little fact tips, just as kind of, did you know Mario was once just a square pixelated box and they were unable to create hair that did not look funny. which is why Mario is wearing a hat. I mean, that makes a ton of sense. They couldn't animate him or create a character with the limited pixels that they had at the day to make him not look weird, so they put on a red hat. So that kind of is interesting. And, you know, Mario is famous for his hat. He wears them all throughout the, you know, the series, even there in Odyssey, the newest game, where he's got those little eyeball things on there now. I have to admit, I'm not really versed in Odyssey. I don't have a Switch. I've never played it. But yeah. And this kind of goes up through all the different Mario Brothers games. And all the different, you know, even the Game Boy. You know, Mario jumping onto the Game Boy with Super Mario Land. And, of course, all the way up to Mario Brothers 3. There's some more Did You Knows down here. A little bit of facts that you can read. And it kind of goes right into Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario World. And then, you know, into the N64 days of Super Mario. That's about the time where I kind of was like, you know, Mario started getting out of my element. When we had the 3D Super Mario Brothers. I was not good at that at all. Of course, there's the Mario Racing. Now, Mario's been in a ton of games. I think out of all characters, Mario's been in probably the most amount of games. Like, he showed up in, like, the tennis games and stuff, and the Nintendo and the Game Boy and the golf. He showed up in, like, everything. Pinball. He was in everything. There's some more. Of course, getting into the GameCube. I never had a GameCube. Never tried any of the GameCube games. Also talk about the Mario RPG. I was trying to see if they were talking about Paper Mario in here. I don't think they brought it up. Maybe there is a little blurb about it. But I like the artwork. I like how it's got that full-on Donkey Kong throughout the whole thing. Really paying an homage to, you know, his roots. Because I think a lot of people forget that Mario started in Donkey Kong. We're going into the 2000s now. We got the Wii going on. I do have that one. I do have the new Super Mario Brothers Wii, which I'm okay at. A lot better at that than I am at the N64 version, that's for sure. In fact, you know, the N64 version, I haven't actually tried it on my channel or tried to play it or anything like that. But that was actually the inspiration behind my series of Watch Me Suck at this game. And yet I've never actually done a video on it. So that was going to be my first one, Watch Me Suck at this game. But I didn't. I ended up using it in Intellivision game. And of course we go into the Wii U, you know. So it's kind of cool. I mean, it does like literally roll through the whole history of Mario up to this point anyways, up to the Odyssey days. I'm sure we didn't see the end of them just with Odyssey. Now the whole last part of the book is a strategy guide for Odyssey. So I'm assuming that this was the temptation for this book. Was, you know, the Switch came out, everybody was buying the Odyssey game, so they probably wanted to focus a big section of it on Odyssey. It even says it right there in the back there. So I think that was, you know, they just didn't want this to be like a history book. They wanted to actually talk about modern Mario as well. I didn't get into that section. Like I said, I don't really know too much about Odyssey. I've never played it. So, you know, maybe one day when I can get my hands on a Switch, I will probably take a look at the game. Same with the Zelda game. But it's actually pretty cool. If you're a lover of all things Mario, you know, even if you started off on this guy, on the on the Nintendo, or if you're just a big fan and you buy all the stuff that has Mario in it, it's actually a pretty neat book. Kind of small, not too expensive. It's about $12 American, $16 Canadian. Not a big price. But it's called The Super World of Mario. So if you're interested, you could probably find it on Amazon or somewhere, or go into your local bookstore. They'll probably have it there. I just wanted to show it off because I thought it was pretty cool, and I was reading a little bit of it. I thought, this is kind of neat. This would be something that, you know, people that watch my show would probably be interested in. Especially if you're a big Mario fan, if you're into, like, the Nintendo, if you're into the N64, if you're into, like, you know, whatever. Mario was, like, pretty much on every one of them. I mean, that's the pinnacle of the system, right, is the Mario stuff. But anyways, yeah, I just wanted to show that one off, if you're interested in it. I know I've had a few other gaming books. I was thinking of, you know, kind of showing those off. I also have my old, what do they call those, playthrough books. I've been trying to locate them. The only one I've found so far is the Pokemon trading card game for the Game Boy. But I know I have one for the Zelda N64, The Donkey Kong N64, as you notice, I bought a lot of the books for the N64 because that system threw me off. But yeah, I'm trying to find them so I can kind of do a little video on those as well. And I have a few other little odd arcade books that I might want to show off too. Anyways, let me know what you think. If you're interested in the book, maybe let me know. You could probably find it, like I said, in your local store. It's not bad, actually, and if you really, sure, you can find the information online, but this is just a nice little keep thing, just to kind of have on your shelf or wherever. And if you're a Mario fan, you'll probably want it anyways. Anyways, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. Hope you subscribe. Talk to you later.